Good morning, students. Today we are discuss about the second chapter, which is known as convection, and in basically we are derived this convection from hydrodynamics. So, in last lecture we are discuss about the uh, Newton's law of cooling. Okay, then after we are discuss about the ideal and real fluid. Then after what is the meaning of viscosity and from where the viscosity is came. Then after we are discuss about their law, which is generally proportional to Fourier's law. Okay, then after we are discuss about the kinematic viscosity. So today we are discuss about the continuity equation in Cartesian coordinate system. This is not the part of your syllabus, but these points are very important for your basic point of view. That's why we are here to study it. Okay. So let us consider one rectangular box. We are also derive this derivation in general heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinate system. So we are derive here the continuity equation. Okay. Let us consider one rectangular block of ABCD and EFGH, from where AE is denoted by DX, then EH or AD and BC and EF is denoted by DY, and GH or CD, the height of the Z axis is denoted by DZ. Okay, so let us consider rho is the mass density of the fluid at any particular instant, and U, V, W are the component of velocity of flow entering in three phases of the parallel pipe. Okay, so let us start. We all know that the rate of mass of fluid entering the phase ABCD. So the rate of mass of the fluid is denoted by rho into velocity in x direction into area of cross section. So it is denoted by rho is the density and u is the velocity in x direction, and area is called dy and dz. Okay. Similarly, the rate of mass of fluid leaving the surface EFGH means it is denoted by influx and it is denoted by efflux. So efflux is denoted by rho into u into dy dz plus del upon del x of rho into u into dy into dz upon dx. Similarly, Similarly, the gain in mass per unit time due to flow in x direction is given by the difference between the fluid influx and efflux. So, mass accumulated per unit time due to flow in x direction is equal to rho into u into dy dz minus rho u minus del upon del x of rho into u into dx dy and dz. So when we are cut this common things, and we got the minus of del upon del x of rho u dx dy and dz. Similarly, the gain in fluid mass per unit time in the parallel pipe due to flow in y direction and z direction. So it is equal to minus del upon del y of rho v dy dz and minus del upon del z of rho w dx dy and dz. Okay, so the total or net gain in fluid mass per unit time for fluid flowing along the three coordinate axes are minus del upon del x of rho u plus del upon del y of rho v plus del upon del z of rho w into dx dy dz, or the rate of change of mass of the parallel pipe क्या होगा? So it is equal to del upon del t of rho into dx into dy into dz. Okay, let us conclude from equation 6 and 7, these two equations. So both are the equal and opposite. So we are concluded that minus del upon del x of rho u plus del upon del y of rho v plus del upon del w of rho w dx dy dz is equal to del upon del t of rho into dx into dy into z dz. So this rho is the common word and dx, dy, dz are the common words. So let us cancel out them. So we get del upon del x of rho u plus del upon del y of rho v plus del upon del z of rho w plus del p upon del tau is equal to 0. Okay. So this equation 5.5 is the general equation of continuity in three-dimensional and applicable to any type of flow and for any fluid where whenever compressible or incompressible. So let us discuss some cases. For steady flow, del rho upon del t is equal to 0. Then incompressible fluid, rho is equal to constant. Then the equation reduced to del u upon del x plus del v upon del y plus del w upon del z is equal to 0. Okay, and for two-dimensional flow, the equation is converted into del u upon del x plus del v upon del y is equal to 0. And for one-dimensional flow, say in x direction, then del u upon del x is equal to 0. Means uh, v velocity means v term is equal to 0 and w term is equal to 0. So integrate with respect to x, we get, when we are integrating this term, we get u is equal to constant. And if the area of flow is a, then the rate of flow is, so Q is equal to area into velocity. Area into velocity is equal to constant for steady flow. So this is the Cartesian coordinate equations. Then continuity equation in polar coordinate system. So in case of polar coordinate system, we are written as 1 by r rho into Vr plus del upon del r of rho into Vr plus del upon r d theta rho into V theta is equal to 0. Similarly, in case of incompressible flow, Vr upon R plus del Vr upon del R plus del V theta upon R del theta is equal to 0. Here, Vr is denoted by the velocity component in radial direction and V theta is the velocity component in the tangential direction. Okay, then after we are discuss about the velocity potential. It is defined as the scalar function of space and time such that its negative derivative with respect to any direction gives the fluid flowing in that direction. It is denoted by phi. Okay, so phi is a function of x, y, z, and t when we are follow the unsteady flow. Okay, and when we are considering in a steady flow, then phi is the function of x, y, and z. So when we are discuss about their velocity gradient, then u, v, and w are the velocity gradient. Then we are get minus del phi upon del x, minus del phi upon d and del y, and minus del phi upon del z, where u, v, and w are the components of velocity in the x, y, and z direction. Okay, and the negative sign signifies that if phi decreases with increase the velocity of x, y, and z. In the other words, it indicates the flow is always in the direction of decreasing phi. Okay, so when we are consider the incompressible fluid flow, the continuity equation is given by del u upon del x plus del v upon del y plus del w upon del z is equal to 0. And when we are substituting the value of u, v, and w in equation, so we get del upon del x of minus del phi upon del x plus del upon del y of minus del phi upon del y plus del upon del z of minus del phi upon del z is equal to 0, and which is equal to del square phi upon del x square plus del square phi upon del y square plus del square phi upon del z square, which is equal to 0, and this is known as Laplace equation. And the any function phi that satisfy the Laplace equation will be corresponding to some cases of fluid flow. And the rotational component are given by rotational components means omega x, omega y, and omega z, which is equal to 1 by 2 of del w upon del y minus del v upon del z, and omega y is equal to 1 by 2 of del u upon del z minus del w upon del x, and omega z is equal to 1 by 2 of del v upon del x minus del u upon del y. When we are substituting the value of u, v, and w in equation 5 from equation 5.10, then we get omega x is equal to 1 by 2 of del upon del y of minus del phi upon del z minus del upon del z of minus del phi upon del y, which is equal to 1 by 2 of minus del square phi upon del y del z plus del square phi upon del z del, del z del y. Okay. Similarly, when we are considered value in the y coordinate, then it is equal to 1 by 2 of del upon del z of minus del phi upon d phi minus del upon del x of minus del phi upon del z, which is equal to 1 by 2 of minus del square phi upon del z del x plus del square phi upon del x del z. Similarly, omega z is equal to 1 by 2 of del upon del x of minus del phi upon del y minus del upon del y minus of minus del phi upon del x, which is equal to 1 by 2 of minus del square phi upon del x del y plus del square phi upon del y del z. However, if phi is a function, continuity function, then del square phi upon del y del z is equal to del square phi upon del z del y. Similarly, del square phi upon del z del x is equal to del square phi upon del x del y. And del square z upon del x del y is equal to del square phi upon del y del z. So omega x is equal to omega y is equal to omega z, which is equal to 0 in case when the fluid is irrational. Okay. Thus, if the velocity potential satisfies the Laplace equation, it represents the possible steady, incompressible, irrotational flow. Often, an irrotational flow is known as potential flow. Okay. The next topic is the equipotential line. Here, equipotential line is one along which velocity potential phi is constant. Okay, for equipotential phi is equal to constant means del of lambda is equal to 0, but phi is a function of x and y for steady flow. So del phi is equal to d phi is equal to del phi upon del x into dx plus del phi upon del y into dy. But del phi upon del x is equal to we are consider minus u, and del phi upon del y is considered as minus v. So del phi is equal to minus u into dx minus v into dy, which is equal to minus u dx plus v dy. So, in case when we are consider equipotential line, d phi is equal to 0, then minus u into dx plus v into dy is equal to 0, or u dx plus v dy is equal to 0. So, del y upon del x is equal to minus u upon v, or dy by dx is equal to slope of the equipotential line. Okay, you just remember phi is considered as 0 and concluded that E d phi dy by dx is equal to slope of equipotential line, which is equal to minus u upon v. Okay, then next topic is the stream function. And stream function is defined as the scalar function of space and time such that its potential derivative with respect to any direction give the velocity component at right angle to this direction, and it is denoted by uh, Pc. Pc. Okay. So in case two-dimensional flow, the stream function may be defined mathematically as mathematical. So in case of two-dimensional flow, the stream function may be defined mathematically as psi is a function of x, y, and time t for unsteady flow, and psi is a function of x and y for steady flow, such that thereafter u is equal to del psi upon del y and v is equal to minus del psi upon del x. So for two-dimensional flow, the continuity equation is del u upon del x plus del v upon del y is equal to 0. When we are substituting the value of u and v in equation 5.13, we get del upon del x of del psi upon del y plus del upon del y minus del psi upon del x is equal to 0, or del square psi upon del x del y minus del square psi upon del x del y is equal to 0. Hence, the existence of psi means a possible case of fluid flow, and the flow may be rotational or irrotational. For rotational component, omega z is equal to 1 by 2 of del v upon del x minus del u upon del y, and when we are substituting the value of u and v from equation 5.13, we get del z is equal to 1 by 2 of del upon del x of del psi upon del x minus del upon del y of minus psi upon del y, which is equal to 1 by 2 of del square psi upon del x square plus del square psi upon del y square. This equation is known as Poisson equation for the irrotational flow, since omega z is equal to 0. So the conclusion is del square psi upon del x square plus del square psi upon del y square is equal to 0, or um, lambda, I think we are using sorry, delta square psi is equal to 0, which is the Laplace equation in psi. So in the polar coordinate, Vr is equal to 1 by r of del psi upon del theta, and V theta is equal to del psi upon del r. So let's psi is a function of x and y represent the streamline L. Uh, the the psi plus del psi represent the adjacent streamline M. The velocity vector V represent to the line AB, and the component u and v in the direction of x-axis and y-axis respectively. For continuity consideration, we get. So what we have to do, let us consider a two streams line of one is the psi and second is the psi plus del psi, whose we are consider one stream line A and B of component x and y, and here x plus del x and y plus del y, and the components, the velocity components uh, are dx and dy, which is equal to minus u minus v into dx and u into dy. Okay, so let us start the derivation part. This is the flow between 2 points and its relation to the stream function. The flow across AB is equal to flow cross AO plus flow cross OB. Means when we consider AB is a flowing part, then OA and OB are the part through which the flowing is, it may be a possible. Okay. So V into dx is equal to minus V into dx plus into dy, and negative sign indicate the velocity v is acting in the downward direction. Okay, so v dx is a function of del psi upon del x into dx plus del psi upon del y into dy is equal to d psi. So dq is a function of d psi. Obviously, the stream function can also be defined as the flux of flow rate between two streamlines. The unit of psi are meter cube per second, discharge per unit thickness of the flow. So the properties of the stream function is the first one. Only any streamline psi is not everywhere. So psi is equal to constant represent the family of streamline. Psi is a constant in a streamline equation. Second, if the flow is continuous, the flow around any path in the fluid is equal to 0. The rate of change of psi with distance in arbitrary direction is proportional to the component of velocity normal to that direction. And fourth is the algebraic sum of stream function for two incompressible flow pattern and the stream function for the flowing result for the imposition of these patterns. So del psi of 1 upon del x plus del psi of 2 upon del x is equal to del of psi 1 plus psi 2 upon del x. So Cauchy-Riemann equation is important. I think you all already discussed in fluid mechanics parts. So just we are briefing them. If from the equation discussion of velocity potential function and the stream function, we arrive at the following conclusion. First one is the potential function phi exists only for irrotational flow, then stream function psi only to both the rotational and irrotational flow, which are steady and incompressible. And third, the case of irrotational flow, both the stream function and velocity function satisfy Laplace equation, and as such they are interchangeable. So for irrotational compressible flow, the following relationship between phi and psi holds good. So u is the function of minus del phi upon del x is equal to del psi upon del y, and v is equal to minus del phi upon del y is equal to minus del psi upon del x. These equations in hydrodynamics are sometimes called Cauchy-Riemann equation. Remember this equation. This is the very important in gate point of view. Maximum time they are just writing. We select one of the Cauchy-Riemann equation from the following following answers. Okay. So the next topic is the laminar and turbulence flow. Today, just we are stop here. Then after we are discuss the next part. Okay. Thank you very much.